Suddenly, to my surprise...
Joining me now is Shelley Horton from 9honey.com.au, Australia's leading website for women. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Now, firstly, of course, it is Halloween. I would have worn my skeleton outfit, but I didn't know if it was appropriate. Not everyone is on board with this tradition, though,
I
are
know.
they?
This is a bit of a trick or treat. So we've got one of our Aussie bloggers called Stay at Home Mum, and she's just going, I'm not buying into this whole American thing that's just about sugar, pushing sugar into kids. So she's saying, if I have any trick-or-treaters come to my house, they will get an apple or a piece of fruit.
Humbug.
I know. I hope she gets tricks after that. But she kind of has a point. You know, it's not an Australian tradition, and it is all about, you know, asking strangers for candy, which we kind of teach the kids not to do.
Why are we hung up with it being it's not an Australian tradition? None of the traditions
Australian.
We have are Australian, right? Even Christmas is not
true.
Australian. We had Nine's Melbourne senior reporter Brett McLeod on in chat room yesterday, and he tells me actually it's not even American. It has its origins in England.
Really?
Yes, it's just the Americans have run with it, and it's
We're just anti-American.
Right.
Maybe that's what it is. I figure, look, it's one where you can opt in or opt out. There's no big deal about it. And if you haven't got the spider's webs and the pumpkins in front of your house, then you're not going to have kids coming knocking on your door.
Well, we spent a few hours decorating last night. We'll certainly have kids, and my kids love it.
Yeah.
It's age appropriate.
It's fun. I like the dress-ups.
Yeah, I won't like putting them to bed tonight when they're high on sugar. All right, moving on. And Harry and Meghan have met a lot of people on the royal tour, but one stood out from the crowd.
It was one of those great moments. So you can see this girl here. Her name is Hannah Sergel, and she was spotted by Meghan in the crowd, and she ran over and gave her a hug. And it was like, everyone's like, how are they long-lost friends? They were friends on social media back when Meghan was allowed to have a social media account. So they had actually been DMing and chatting.
What about?
And she said it was just really positive, so, you know, because she was thinking about dropping out of university, and Meghan was telling her not to drop out and that she needs to look after herself and make sure that, you know, she just has to be herself.
That's
and
so
like
random.
gave really positive advice. But how great that she actually did remember her and went up and gave her a hug.
It's a great shot of Meghan. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah, nice, huh?
It is nice. Now, lastly, a wedding guest is making it easy for a bride-to-be.
Look, there's a lot of debate about this one.
Yep.
So basically, as a bride in America has said, you know, let me know any dietaries for the wedding. And someone's written in and said, yeah, actually, I'd like no carbs. And the bride has gone online and said, well, hang on, like, dessert's definitely the wedding cake. And we're just doing an American-style buffet, which is hot dogs, pizza, chips, sausage rolls. So she's like, do you have to take into account dietaries that are not going to send someone to hospital? It's just a choice.
I'm pretty sure when you're saying dietary requirements, you mean, are you allergic to seafood or are these nuts going to kill you?
Do we need an EpiPen?
Right.
You know, I think that's right as well. But some people are saying, look, if you're going to say, do you have any dietaries, then that she's entitled to ask for it. And then someone else said, well, that may not be dietary in itself, but if you've got diabetes, you can't have that many carbs in one meal. It could end up, you know, having a hypo.
I feel like weddings are spiralling out of control at the moment.
I agree. And don't worry, 9honey is all over it.
Thank you, Shelley, for keeping us up to date. We love a good wedding story. And for all those stories and plenty more, head to 9honey.com.au. Stay with us. In the news ahead, we're live.